Hi, my name is Michelle, and I am speaking on peer pressure. The purpose of this speech is to inform on the effects that peer pressure have on teens and young adults. By the end of this speech, you will have a definitive idea of what peer pressure is and the challenges one faces that is affected by it. Have you ever felt the need to fit in? Or have you ever felt the need to be accepted by a group of your peers? It is not uncommon to feel this way, and is most prevalent in the teenage years. You may ask yourself, what is peer pressure? Peer pressure is defined as the direct influence on people by their peers, or the effect an individual who is encouraged and wants to follow the peers by changing their attitudes, values, and or behaviors to conform to those of the influencing group or individual. At the start of the teenage years, which usually starts around the age 12, thinking becomes more advanced and abstract. During this period, teens' reliance on their parents shift to that of their peers, as they see them as key to knowing what is popular and what is not. This reliance on their peers to determine what is popular can affect their clothing choice, whom they date, what group of kids they hang around for popularity. Peers know all things socially acceptable. This change and shift in reliance can present some serious consequences. When teens become more confident in their ability to choose and decide, they want an identity that is separate from their parents. How common is peer pressure? Almost everyone has experienced it in some form. In middle school and high school, some teens and young adults report experiencing peer pressure on a daily basis. It is more prevalent during this time. 90% of teens report experiencing peer pressure, sometimes every day. 28% report experiencing peer pressure, but it gave them a social boost because of the peer pressure. Some of the negative effects of peer pressure can bring about serious consequences. Depending on the type of crowd or influence, this is the time when teens experiment with drugs and alcohol to be popular. Addiction and delinquent behaviors is a result of these choices. Teens may indulge in sexual behaviors because everyone is doing it. Peer pressure can be powerful and hard to resist. Peer influence usually starts to peak around the age of 15 and then starts to decline around the age 18. And this is according to Lawrence Steinberg, a psychologist professor at Temple University. A few signs of peer pressure are low mood, hopelessness, antisocial behavior, a sudden change in behavior, restlessness or insomnia, and a reluctance to go to school. And that's just a few on the negative aspect of peer pressure. This can lead to deep sorrow and remorse, and it can also lead to a loss of own self-identity. By young adulthood, around age 20, some teens have overcome the effects of peer pressure, and a small few never overcome the effects, and it spills over into their adult life. How can peer pressure be avoided? Although complete avoidance may be impossible, here are a few things teens can do to try to avoid peer pressure. Avoid situations that are uncomfortable. Choose friends wisely. Learn to say no. Think about consequences of actions before partaking in questionable behavior, and always maintain your individuality. Now, not all peer pressure is deemed bad. On the lighter side of peer pressure, some peer pressure can lead to the development of good habits. For those that avoid the negative side, the advantages can include close relationships, making good choices for yourself, becoming productive members of your community, and discovering a better sense of self. Now, I hope that this discussion on peer pressure has shed some light on the challenges that teens and young adults face and gave a better understanding of how to avoid the negative and know that some peer pressure can be good. It's all about the choices we make. Thank you.